gave his mom a book yesterday.
Can't I just tease you a little bit? Ow.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Warner Brothers Comcast.
Don't forget Netflix and Paramount.
Well, they have multiples.
Yes, the bids are in, at least the initial first-round bids for purchases of Warner Brothers Discovery. We, of course, have been talking about this for quite some time. Paramount, my understanding at this point, of course, they bid 3 times previously, ending at around $23.50, 80% cash, 20% stock. That was their last bid. My understanding is perhaps they improved it a bit. Again, when you're first round, you're not really looking to make your knockout blow, your best and final, but they may have increased the overall a bit, and or as well the cash portion perhaps has gone up as an overall percentage of that. As for Netflix, all I can tell you is it's been termed real. You like that kind of great reporting insight I can give you there, Jim?
Yeah, real. Incredible.
But to be fair, there are those who still wonder why exactly Netflix has such a passion to own this asset, given A, it would seem to create complexity on the regulatory front, owning number 1, of course, Netflix, and number 4 in streaming, and whether you really would face significant scrutiny from the antitrust regulators and or the president, because Reed Hastings, the company's chair, is known has been known as a Democrat. But they do seem, again, real, is what I'm hearing. Now, what does that mean? What is the composition of their bid in terms of how much stock and cash? Unclear at this point. And again, it is early days. And finally, our parent company, Comcast, also a participant in this auction. Certainly facing potential regulatory headwinds about putting the 2 studios together from an antitrust perspective, not to mention, again, the fact that President Trump is not a fan of Brian Roberts.
Yeah, but at a certain point,
we've raised that many times. Now, the DOJ could raise issues. You could go to court, most likely win. How much time would that take? Both Netflix and Paramount seen as perhaps having to offer Netflix and Comcast offer some sort of reverse break fee to at least compensate for that significant potential antitrust risk. And then there's Paramount, which is seen as having less regulatory risk, is the only bidder for the entire company as opposed to the studio and streaming. Remember, the other 2 bids would leave behind the global networks business, so you have to value that yourself as well. Will there be collars involved on Netflix stock and or Paramount stock? Unclear. That's something John Malone, who is not even a board member of Warner Brothers, but is certainly in an advisory role, very influential, talked to me about as well during our interview. So we'll see how this advances, Jim. But Paramount perhaps continues to be in the pole positions, right. Certainly, especially if they may improve things. Netflix seen as real, and Comcast having to do a lot of different things that still may not amount to enough.
But the idea that Comcast, again, I work for Comcast for like another 15 minutes, but the idea that Comcast is interested is very good. Because it shows that Comcast is willing to shuffle the deck.
And the question is, as I've explained it, the way it sort of at least has been explained to me is it would probably involve a spin of NBCU,
right.
The studio and the theme parks into it. How do you value that? They can lever up the balance sheet more as well, though, and include cash also. And so the question is how far Brian Roberts is willing to go to do that, and how much he views their current position as untenable in some way, and therefore the need for a deal that would change things.
A stock that trades at 5 times earnings is a stock where the earnings are about to be cut in half. That's what happens.
That's what you think. When you trade it 5 times, the market is clearly saying you're not going to meet your earnings targets.
Yeah, I mean, historically, that just says you're not going to make your numbers. But if you decide to take action and show that you're not happy with that, and I'm talking about bold action, then you're going to get a multiple.
Yeah. But the question becomes what that bold action really looks like, and whether it's even something that could actually move the needle for the board and the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery to say, yeah, you're the best bid amongst 3.
Right now, all the research says the same thing, which is that everybody's giving away what you usually pay for in order to get subs. And that was, I mean, I saw a piece today was about T-Mobile saying, listen, T-Mobile's willing to give away anything.
It's
that was bad.
Yeah, cuts to market reform, industry price war.
That was one of the worst pieces for Comcast I have read, which basically says what you do for your business. We're not. It used to pay for it, and now you don't pay for it.
Well, you can see Warner Brothers shares moving up a bit more on my report. Again, we got weeks to go here, guys. So more reporting to be done.
So you'll keep up. You'll keep us up on it.
Well, certainly Netflix would love to really get a better understanding of exactly what that bid looked like, because as I've said many times, that is sort of still the wild card in terms of. Ted Sarandos certainly wants it. Reed Hastings perhaps allowing him to do that, but it a lot of questions as to how serious they may be.
Very, very good.
Which, again, their bidding, their process was very serious, but. We'll see.
Excellent.